Okay, so you are, for our printmaking project, we're gonna make a stamp out of this. And first we have to design it. Okay, so this is the size of what we're going to do. And so with your paper and your ruler and your pencil, what we first have to do is just take this and we're going to put it on our paper and we're going to trace around it so we have the size of our drawing correct. Okay, so that's our first step. I will go ahead and pause while we all do that. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna show you the inspiration picture. Sorry, for some reason that's not gonna work for me. Okay, so my inspiration picture had these little chickens on it. And I know we had talked a little bit about doing a mandala too. I'm kind of splitting the difference and we're doing both. Okay, so notice how these have this, okay, we'll get there, hold on. Okay, notice how these ones have this really thick border around them though. Okay, and tell me what's happening in the borders.
Chicken.
Like in the border. Oh, patterns, right? So we've got, some of them have like a zigzag, or some of them have something special in the corner, or some of them it's just a couple of stripes out here. Okay, so what we're gonna do, whatever design you do has to have this border. And so what we're gonna do is take our ruler, and it's really nice if you have a clear ruler. But since I don't, I'm just gonna use the width of my ruler. And what I'm going to do is give myself a board if I can get my camera to stay. There we go. So I'm right-handed, so I always turn the ruler over to the left side so I can draw on the right side of the ruler. And then I find it easier to twist my paper. So you're going to go right along the edge, and we're going to give ourselves 4 lines. I will pause so you can do that. Okay, when you have the border drawn in, you can choose to do one of 2 things. You can leave the cornerstone in over here and do a design in each corner. Or if you would rather have a design that kind of just goes all the way around, then that's totally okay too. Some things that you can do are stripes. You can do zigzags. You can just do a couple of stripes like this. You can do something curvy if you want. I would keep them big curves though, because curvier things are hard to carve out of this, and whatever you draw you have to carve. Okay, if you are going to do like stripes, then here is one trick that I have for you. Instead of starting over here and doing this and trying to get them all the same width, what I like to do is first do the middle, and then I'll split the difference, and then I'll go back and cut them in half again, like this. And then they all kind of end up at least somewhat similar. Does that make sense? You can, I mean, do something a little more interesting than this, but if you need some inspiration, you can look at, I mean, you can just do a quick Google search and you can search Zentangle borders. There's tons of patterns there. Or if you want to look at these ones, then that's fine too. So this one I would say would be kind of hard to do. It's not impossible, but if you want a challenge, you can do something with a little curvy line. But do remember that whatever you draw, you have to cut out. Okay. So I will go ahead and pause the video, and what we're going to do is just work on a design for our border.
You're not
Let's go ahead and just pause for a second, and I'm going to go over the next instructions. So if you still aren't quite finished with this, that's fine. You can go back to it, no problem. Okay. What I want for you to do once you have your border designed, now, you know, you can kind of do whatever. So I want you to pick some sort of animal. It could be a bug. It could be something furry. It could, I guess we just did animals, didn't we? Sorry, I'm in an animal kind of mood. Pick some sort of animal. It can be kind of cartoony. It does not need to be a realistic drawing. And I want you to draw it in the middle. We're not going to spend too much time worrying about whether it's done, because we'll spend some more time on our drawing tomorrow. But if we go back to our reference picture, an animal with some sort of texture would be really good, or we're going to have to add some sort of texture in there. Okay. So you can choose to do the whole animal like this one does, or you can zoom in on part of it. Like this one is just the chicken's head. Okay. So you can kind of play around with that. It can be cartoony. Okay. You can do a chicken. That's fine.
Do I do like
Okay.
a Himalayan goose?
There you go. Do a Himalayan goose. Ladybug is great.
Yeah, can I do a shoe? Can I do a ladybug?
Yeah.
No, I want to do a bumblebee.
Oh, a bumblebee would be cute. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to work on drawing an animal in here. So it would be totally okay to be looking at something as long as you're not like actually tracing it. Okay. I think that's totally appropriate for where you are at. All right, so once you get this far, you can go ahead and pause. We'll work on it a little bit more tomorrow.